Hey everybody, it's Kate Beaters, your breakthrough expert and founder of Brilliance Builders. Welcome. I've got a really cool and short training for you today to help you grow and expand in your business and your life. So do me a favor, let me know who's here. Let me know that you can hear me. So I want to make sure the volume's all the way up. So I know that Comcast is cooperating. So do a heart, like something. Let me know who's here, where you're from, all that good stuff. Um, I see a bunch of you here. Can you guys hear me? I hope. Okay, Steph, thanks for the hearts. Yay. Every now and then the internet decides not to be my friend. Don't ask me why. And maybe it's rush hour because it's noon. Oh, Lynn, thank you so much for that. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, and Stephanie, greetings from Jamaica. One of these days, Stephanie, either you're coming to Boston or I'm going to Jamaica. One of these days, we're making this thing happen. So I have a really cool training, and actually, Stephanie, because you're in Jamaica, you'll appreciate it because it is a bit of a Caribbean story. So I know you guys are going to really like this. And anybody joining, just so I kind of know, it helps me with times and stuff. Let me know. Type a one if it's the first, if you're listening live, and two if later on you're listening to the replay. That helps me. So when I'm figuring out when to do Facebook lives and all that. So let's see. Oh, so everybody, hello, hello. Yeah, yeah. One of these days, Stephanie, exactly. Alrighty. So I got a short training, but it's I think it's so powerful, and that's why I want to share it with you. So the other day, beautiful day in Boston, kind of like how it is today. Gorgeous day, sun's out. So I took my girl Callie for a walk. I actually took like 3 or 4 walks yesterday, which is so beautiful. And I wanted to take advantage of our short summers. And thank you guys for all the hearts. I really appreciate it. On this end, it always makes it more fun because otherwise I'm just like sitting here talking to my laptop. So, anyways, we're out for this walk. We went to this park that's nearby, and as we're leaving the park, we see this little boy, cute little boy, probably about 5, 6 years old. And he's like in these pastels and he matches his little scooter. I mean, the same colors and all that. And he's like eyeing Callie because, little kids, they always watch dogs, right? They always want to, because every little kid wants a dog and they, is watching Callie. So as we pass by him, I give him this big smile and say hi. And I keep moving, right? I'm not stopping or anything. But he just kind of looked away. And then all of a sudden it hit me. It's like, oh, yeah, this little boy was taught not to talk to strangers. Does that sound familiar to anybody? So I'm going to get some likes or hearts if anybody was taught that, or maybe you taught your kids that. So anyways, what it reminded me of is a bigger story that actually has to do with Amy Winehouse. And I want to share it with you because when you hear it, I know it's going to give you some ahas. It's going to all of a sudden have you go like, shit, or something like that. Excuse my language. But something that's going to make you all of a sudden get a realization of why maybe you're hitting the wall out when you're out and about. So let me share the story with you. And it was in my first year or two of business, a client of mine, she was actually a new client from the UK, and she was on holiday in one of the Caribbean islands. And typically my clients are on vacation. I don't hear from them; they're on vacation, and we'd only worked together a really short time. And she was working with me because she wanted to grow her business, to expand, to do stuff like that. And so anyways, I happened to get this email from her, like a 911 email saying like, Kate, can we do an emergency coaching session, today, tomorrow, soon. So we did this call over Skype. And when I asked her what was going on, and just to kind of I'm going to give you the more interesting part of the story is that here she is, she's on vacation, and she was traveling with friends of hers who happened to have their own daughter who was with them. Their daughter was, I don't know, maybe 7, 8 years old, something like that. And they're on the, they're enjoying this vacation. And she and this young girl, who's kind of like, she was kind of almost like the godmother of the little girl. They were taking a walk along the beach. And who do they see on the beach? Amy Winehouse, right? Now, this is, of course, obviously Amy Winehouse has passed away, but this is when Amy Winehouse was like at, her top of the top. This is when, everybody knew her, everybody was listening to her music, everybody wanted to hear her. I mean, she was like this big, huge deal. And you can't miss her either, right? I mean, her looks, if you recall, were pretty dramatic. So they saw her on the beach, and as I recall, I don't even think there was anybody, like bodyguards or anybody around her. I think she just was lying out on this beach, just kind of just chilling and relaxing. So the little girl had said to my client, can you please walk me over? Can we please go over and just say hi to her, right? Because this little girl, how kids, they know who all the stars are. She wanted to go meet her. So my client started to walk over, and they got about 6 feet away from where Amy Winehouse was lying on, I guess, a beach chair, a lounge chair or something. And all of a sudden, she yanked the little girl's hand and said, "Let's go." And just 6 feet away, stopped, turned around, went back. So when this was going on, my client was telling me that she felt embarrassed. She felt she really had let the girl down. You know, her little godchild or protege. She let her down. She felt this little girl had been looking up to her, and now all of a sudden, you know, she let this girl down, and it made her feel really small and tiny, and just really eroded her self-esteem. So I don't know if any of you have ever had an experience like that. Um, oh, hey, Michelle. Hi, Kelly. So anyways, that's the reason she was on the coaching call with me, is that she said, you know, I asked around and I heard that Amy Winehouse is going to be here the rest of the week. I really want to make amends in this situation. I want to bring her over to meet Amy Winehouse. So we did a coaching call. Now, what it turns out is that when my client was a little girl, she was taught things like don't talk to strangers. So you can imagine, obviously, she does not know Amy Winehouse. She gets close to Amy Winehouse, close enough that she can like see her. I mean, imagine 6 feet away, not too far, right? It's like, you know, over here. And Amy Winehouse is a stranger. And so what she was taught as a child, it's not safe to talk to strangers. And that's one of the primary reasons she backed away and yanked the little girl back away to, quote, safety. Okay? And that's something she was taught as a little girl. A lot of us were taught things like that as little kids. You know, don't talk to strangers. Children should be seen and not heard. All those kinds of things. And our parents were doing it not out of meanness. They were doing it because they wanted to keep us safe, right? They didn't want some stranger to come and yank us or offer some candy. My mother said, when I was sharing this with my mother, she said, you know, we told you don't take candy from strangers. I mean, you know, parents do this to keep us safe. It's not to have us not have a successful or happy life. So anyways, that's what was going on for her. Now understand, I'm able to kind of, as I share it with you now, kind of present it to you so it makes sense to you. When she came on the coaching call with me, it was not like it was this big jumbled up mess. Like I was so close to Amy Winehouse, and then I backed away, and then why, and I need to have her. You know, that's kind of how it kind of came off in the coaching call, all right? So I'm just giving you what one of my brilliances is, being able to kind of if you have this whole big pile, this whole big mess, is kind of being able to find the threads and find out where everything kind of leads and help uncover it and release it. So what I helped my client do is release this belief that she, as a grown adult, could not talk to strangers, because she was still operating under that. And one thing I want to share with you, this is really critical, is that whatever beliefs you were taught as a young child, up to age 6 or 7, these form how you see the world, and this is how you make decisions regarding the world. So if you were taught, for example, that it's not safe to talk to strangers, every decision you make is based around that belief that it's not safe to talk to strangers. So I was able to help her work through that. And so as a result, a couple days later, she did go and bring the little girl. She saw Amy Winehouse again on the beach, and suddenly she grabbed the girl, said, "Come on, we're going." You know, of course, in her British accent, I can't do that. But, she did meet her, and all was good. And the little girl now thought my client, like the sun and moon, like she walked in the sun and moon, like she thought my client was a heroine, right? It was just amazing. But what I want to share even further is that, so that's a really nice story. She was able to become a hero for this little girl, and also able to kind of follow through on something she wanted. What also happened too, as a result of these shifts, this is how powerful the work I do is, that as a result of this shift, she told me that about a week or so later, when she was back home, she was running an errand, she was at the store. The store was due to open at 10 in the morning. She got there, 5-10 minutes early. Store wasn't open. She said typically she would have stayed in her car till she saw them open the door, and then she'd go in. And she said this time, you know what, it's a beautiful day out. I'm just going to go stand in front of the store and wait till it opens. So she went up, stood in front of the store. All of a sudden, other people started coming out too. She said, "Kate, I just had conversations with people just about all sorts of things." She goes, "It was so much fun." She said, "Before, I would have kept myself isolated in my car for those 10 minutes and then just gone into the store and then left the store." And she said, "Instead, I just turned this into a really, really fun experience." Well, then another thing happened to her, is that she went to another networking event. And she said, "Kate, in the past, I go to networking events because you as a coach say I'm supposed to go." She goes, "But I would have been miserable every single minute of it." She said, "I would have collected some cards. That way I can say I went, it's like I can check it off at the list." She said, "Instead, she said, this time," she said, I actually had some really great conversations with people. We've got some follow-up conversations going on. Who knows, maybe some prospects, but at least I've got some good connections. She goes, and I really enjoyed it. I felt really comfortable. I felt good in my own skin there. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is that typically people come to me, they want to get to another level. And I want to just share with you is that what you were told as a child, and again, I'm not saying anything negative about parents, but that we still take those same expressions that were told us as a child to keep us safe as a child. We're still using them in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and so on without even realizing it, without even being aware. So can I get some hearts or likes or something that if this story resonated, that maybe you're thinking about a time that, shoot, I was about to do something, I was about to pick up the phone and call somebody, or I was about to go introduce myself to somebody, or I was about to say something, and I stopped myself because it just didn't feel safe. Any hearts or anything from anybody? Any likes? Anyone there? Oops. So what I want to share with you is that we all have these things that were told to us. We all have these old stories. We all have these old things that were taught to us. In fact, if you're a mom or a dad listening, I'm guessing you probably told some of this to your kids. And so understand that these things are still following us around. They're still holding us back. And so if you're kind of wondering why you're still hitting the wall, I'll be really honest with you. It's really difficult for us, for me to figure out what's holding me back. It's difficult for my clients often to figure out what the action, just like I said with this client who came on the phone, came on the call and just was like, I just want to meet her, and just kind of like, blah, 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 but this is what I did. That it's hard for us to sort this whole big tangled mess. So if you're feeling this way, I want to just invite you to come to one of my events or talk to me about coaching, and let's figure out what's holding you back, help you then break through to your brilliance. And all you need to do is email my team, info@katebeaters.com. That's info@katebeaters.com, and we're happy to share any information with you and help get you on the right track. So before we go, everyone, please do me a favor. Please share this with your community, because this is such a powerful example about how things we were told hold us back. And it's time for you now as an adult to make those adult decisions and decide, is this how I want to live my life around this framework, or do I want to pick a new set of guidelines to operate to get to that next level? Okay, everybody? So until we meet again, everybody, just check making sure no one had any questions. I don't see any. So everybody go off. It's a gorgeous day here in Boston. Enjoy it. And until we meet again, be brilliant.